if a person is feeling lonely, right? What are the most effective things that they can do to get out of that rut? Like, how does a person actually get back into the world and start being social? Because many people want to, but they don't really know how to actually do that.
Well, the first thing you have to do is recognize that you are lonely. And after that, to be able to say to yourself, this may not be easy, this may take some work, this may take some effort, but I'm doing this for myself. Like, I'm not doing it because my daughter or son told me to do it, or because Dr. Verny told me to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but because I want to do it. It has to come from inside of you. That's important. So you're not doing it for anybody else, but you're doing it for you. And so recognizing the need to do it, and then having enough willingness, and bravery and courage, in a sense, because if you have been by yourself for a while, you hesitate. You hesitate going out, and you have all kinds of sort of expectations that people will reject you or not like you. So put that aside and make up your mind. And once you do that, there are a million different possibilities. Certainly, you can do volunteering. Like, there are always organizations which
Yeah.
will welcome you with open arms. Like, there's nothing to worry about. There is the Red Cross. There are all kinds of church groups that want people to come and help them distribute food. And speaking of food, of course, there are food banks. Uh, there are hospitals that are looking for volunteers to help them out. They're just All you have to do is just look around your community. You can Google for which organizations are looking for volunteers, and volunteer once a week, or twice a week, perhaps, to different organizations. So that is a wonderful way of contributing to your community, and at the same time getting out of loneliness, and perhaps making new friends, or at least acquaintances. Once you make an acquaintance can lead to friendship. So, in terms of that particular area, how to make friends. That's a whole other issue. Perhaps we can talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we will.
yeah, but the important point is that volunteering is one way of getting out of your loneliness. Another way is joining a club. And there are millions of clubs, of course. There are bridge clubs, there are chess clubs. God knows how many different clubs
Yeah.
there are that you can easily join in person. And then, of course, on the internet, like, there are millions of things that you can join. Like, I don't know whether it was in my article in Psychology Today, because I wrote a much longer article for the Globe and Mail,
Mm.
which was about 600 words longer than the one that is in Psychology Today, because Psychology Today limits me to about 850 to 900 words,
Oh,
whereas
really?
yeah,
Mm.
Globe and Mail is up to 1600 words, so I can write more in the
Yeah,
Globe
yeah,
and
yeah,
Mail.
yeah.
But I may have mentioned in the Psychology Today blog, which you read, about one of my friends, for example, belonging to the Richard III club on the internet. And
Mm.
there are millions and millions of interest clubs on the internet. There are philosophy clubs, there are political clubs, there are all kinds of religious clubs, of course. Uh, just whatever you are interested in, all you have to do is Google, uh, and put in your interest, and 1,000 answers will appear. So there is no lack of that. And then, of course, you can also join like a sports club if you
Yeah.
feel, that you could, like what's the name of that new ball game, which is like tennis? Pickleball.
Squash?
Pick,
Oh, pickleball.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of older people are playing pickleball quite well. Or you can go skating by yourself or with a friend. I mean, there are all kinds of activities that you can do, which are outdoors or indoors and good for your body. So, there are many, many, many different ways. The important thing is to start, to get going. It always sort of reminds me of, like, I hate cold water, and and
Yeah.
when I go visiting some of my friends who have pools, they jump into the pool. I put my feet into it, and I say, "Ah, it's
It's
cold."
cold.
And they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's wonderful. Just jump in, jump in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's really great when you're in it." I hate that.
Yeah.
But they are
Yeah.
right. They are right. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing in terms of getting out into the world for a person who perhaps, has withdrawn from the world. You just have to
Actually,
jump
good
in.
analogy. Yeah.
You just have to make up your mind, and it's gonna perhaps hurt for a few seconds, and then you're okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it seems like it really comes down to, hobbies, joining clubs, and obviously using like the internet. You can meet a lot of people who share certain like commonalities with you,
Yes,
right? And then from there you can really build friendships. And obviously, like saying hi in coffee shops and like
yes,
like meeting people there. That's a pretty common place
yes.
too. Now, the thing about volunteering, it's really interesting because many people don't talk about that because they always say stuff like, "Oh, just go join a club and hobby and so on and so forth." But volunteering is probably really helpful because you feel like you're helping people, and then you are like you're
You
helping
are.
people,
You
right?
are.
And then you feel useful.
Yes.
And when you're lonely, you don't feel like you're useful, to anyone, right?
You
So that probably creates a much deeper connection, which feels more meaningful.
more
Um,
meaningful. That's right. And
yeah,
and it provides a purpose to your life. I know that
exactly.
I know next week, every Thursday, I go to the food bank, or I go,
Hmm.
to the Red Cross or something like that, or I'm driving someone for an appointment to their doctor. I mean, that,
Yeah.
gives life meaning. And also it sort of uh, tells you that you have something important to do next week. So it fills up your calendar slowly. Thursday, perhaps I will work for the Red Cross. And Tuesday, I might play bridge. And
Yeah.
Friday, I may have coffee with a friend. And so the whole week becomes fuller, and your life
Yes.
becomes fuller and more meaningful.
Yes. Yes.